Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit, or a lot, about paper one, taking sides in an argument. And I want to preface this by saying this is probably the weirdest paper you'll write in this class, and we're doing some weird other stuff later, because it's not the obvious choices that you're going to make here. And I'm going to dive in here in just a second. Okay, so when we take sides in an argument, we often basically show our own biases and say things that the other side would find inflammatory. That's not what I want you to do here. Okay. Um, the main assignment for this is a 3-page evaluation of your response to the sides of an argument. What I've done is I've collected, I think there's 4 topics this year, and in those topics you have 2 articles. Um, in some cases, they are diametrically opposed. Okay, one says yes, the other one says no. Okay. Some cases they're a little more complex than that. They don't. They're not exactly saying that side's wrong, I'm right, and the other side's doing the same thing. But they are different approaches to the particular issue. And so you're going to choose a topic, and then you're going to read both articles in that topic. And if you choose that topic, you're going to read them again and write, first of all, a summary of each of those 2 articles. That's the first assignment for this. And then you're going to write a rough draft. And then you're going to listen to my feedback and you're going to write a final draft. Okay, the final draft is the 10% grade. 10% of your um, overall grade for the class is wound up in this paper, wound up in each paper in each exam. So the summaries, well, let me walk through some things here on the board. Okay, so you're going to make some choices first, and then you're going to write summaries, and then you're going to write a rough draft, and then you're going to write a final draft. I like to do things in threes. I like to make sure that you have something on paper early in the process, because that tends to be a marker for better work, more complete work. Okay, we all know if we have a little extra time to do something, we won't do it. So anyway, that's how it works. So this is not a research paper. Okay, I only want you to use those 2 articles unless you go look at, biography or something like that to find out what these people are doing. So, but no outside sources truly necessary, unless it's to look at the authors or some of their evidence stuff. Okay. It's also not an op-ed. It's not your opinion about the issue. Okay. It is your opinion. It's your evaluation of both articles. Okay. And you're going to look at each one separately. Okay. And you have this, you're going to evaluate them. You're going to say how well or not they use evidence. Okay, so what counts as evidence in their particular article? Is it stories? Is it anecdotes? Is it stories? Is it narrative? Is it statistics? Is it, what is it? What counts as evidence? And how credible is that evidence? Okay, they might not have a works cited page or a references page, but they probably have people that they're quoting according to so and so. Okay, in this particular article or in this particular study. And you may need to go look those studies up to make sure that they're credible, and that's okay. Okay. Use of experts kind of goes along with evidence. How credible are their experts? Okay. How credible are the authors in this particular field? Some of our articles are journalistic articles, so they came from a news source or whatever. The people who write those may be experts in that field, but often are not. Okay, so you have to think about how credible that is. Does that do anything to their article, to their evidence, to their argument? Okay, how do they approach counter arguments? Everybody has somebody that disagrees with them. Okay, so how effective is their approach to counter arguments? Do you feel like they treated them well, that they made real expectations there? Are they respectful? Okay, that kind of thing. And then also a little bit on their tone and style. What is their attitude towards the topic? Are they treating this seriously? Is this a joke to them? Is this exasperating? Whatever. Okay, the attitude towards the audience. You are part of their audience. Did you feel like you were getting patted on the head, or were you treated like an adult at the table? Okay, and then it also goes to organization, transitions, and coverage for style. Okay, so that's what you should do. You also need to talk to us about why you've chosen this argument. Okay, this one is better at use of evidence, experts, that kind of stuff than the other one because, okay, um, it's more in tune with what you know of objective truth, okay, not too far one side or the other, and it has a better answer to the issue, okay, those are possibilities. And what I mean by summaries here, good, concise overviews of the articles, okay, all the main ideas, not just the ones you like, in the same order and with the same emphasis as the article. And in this section, no evaluation or opinion, okay? This is just the facts, ma'am, okay? So save your opinion and evaluation for the body of the paper, okay? So this paper might have 5 paragraphs, might have 10 paragraphs, depends on what you're doing. You need an introduction that sets up the issue at hand and tells us at the end of that introduction what your overall assessment is of the articles, okay? Remember, this is not a scary story, mystery, that kind of thing. This is a straight academic paper. So tell us what you're going to tell us, okay, at the end of the introduction. And then after the introduction are the 2 summaries, so they become part of the paper. And then after that is your evaluation of both sides, why you chose the one, and a good conclusion. So you have the skills to do this already. In order to get in this class, you have to be ready for English 111. Not a big deal here. You don't have to be taking or have taken English 111 to do this, but that's the whole realm there, okay? On your assignment sheet, you'll find your due dates and pay special attention to what I call the grading criteria. It's like a rubric, okay? And it's going to tell you you have 3 sections in addition to the summaries and the conclusion and the introduction, okay? Make sure that you're transitioning well between your own sections, clear sense of organization, use the grading criteria to help you with that, and close attention to conventions and formatting. In our Blackboard course, under course information, down at the bottom is writing helps. And there are a few things in there. There's a PowerPoint on summarizing. There's a PowerPoint on conventions and formatting. How do you format a paper, APA, MLA, that kind of stuff is in there. So if you need the reminder. Please, please, please make sure your paper is using 1-inch margins all the way around, 12-point font, double spaced, and then use your name block on the first page only. For MLA, give it a title page if you're doing APA, okay? And if you need help with any of those things, again, email me. The title page and the works cited page and the references page do not count in the 3 pages of text you need to produce, okay? So about 1,000 words. Make sure that between the rough draft and the final draft, you read it out loud, okay? I will know if you did not read it out loud because you'll have places in there where I'm like, they did not read this out loud. Reading your work out loud is probably the best way to get at things that are missing, things that we start with one sentence and end with another. Forget about that at the end. But reading it out loud, what it does, if you read in your head, most of us do, most of the time, if you read in your head, you will miss the little messes that you make with sentences, with punctuation, with that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, I'm not counting off for errors so much, but if there are things that get in the way of understanding what you're writing, yes, that will count against you. Proofread it, read it out loud, run it through the writing portal, send me an early copy. Early copy, okay? Please do not on Thursday when it's due send me a draft of your paper at noon and want you to run through it before you turn it in. That's not how this works, okay? But do what you can, do it early, and I'm more than happy to have a look before I actually grade it. So, like I said, this is a source for 2 homework grades. The summary is a homework grade, the rough draft is a homework grade, and then your final draft is a 10% grade. So it's a big grade. Again, let me know if you have questions. You know how to get a hold of me. You have my email.